can tell where this is going to. All this pain, dressing up in them party clothes like nothing's changed. Baby, you can fake a smile, but I can see the truth. Something bad happened here. Okay, there's nothing you can do. You gotta cry it out. Sometimes you gotta scream and shout. Get mad at God for hiding what it's all about. You gotta call him names, even if he's not to blame. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. None of this was meant to last. Hey baby, this too shall pass. I can see the devil at your heels, and you won't slow down, chasing you from bar to bar, all over town. The only way to break the spell is to say what's what, but you're already in living hell. Hey baby, now give it up. You gotta cry it out. Sometimes you gotta scream and shout. Get mad at God for hiding what it's all about. You gotta call him names, even if he's not to blame. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad, 'cause none of this was meant to last. And hey baby, this too shall pass. A word to the wise, only the foolish are blind. The best way out is through, well love is done with you. For hiding what it's all about, you gotta call him names, even if he's not to blame. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. None of this was meant to last. Hey baby, this too shall pass. Cry it out. Get mad at God for hiding what it's all about. You gotta call him names, even if it's not to blame. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad.
That's Paul Brady, of course. That's a song called Cry It Out from an album called Hooba Dooba. Good morning, Gerald Michael Anderson here. The number to ring if you want to contact this programme this fine Friday is 08459 555 678. The email address is gerry.anderson@bbc.co.uk and the text messaging service is 81771. First of all, I'd like to say happy birthday to Maureen. A nice gentleman this morning said, would I do that? You know, sometimes people are kind of hesitant to approach me because they think I'm some kind of ogre. A man came over to me the other day, not the gentleman this morning, said, I hate to disturb you because I know you don't like people talking to you. I said, what do you mean I don't like people talking to you? Oh, he said, you always say that you don't like people talking to you. I said, I've never said that. People just think that. He said, well, when you go into a bar or something like that, you hate people talking to you. That's only because they talk about football. I said, I don't mind normal people. That's quite all right. Come to me. Talk to me. I'm all right. I'm a normal human being. Well, I am. Sorry. I'm not getting excited now. Anyway, Sam Muffet writes to me about our hens. Now, you may think I'm obsessed by the hens, but I'm very taken by the hens' plight. The Nut House Hen Rescue. Just thought I'd give you an update. The Belfast Newsletter are due to run an article this Friday about the work we do at Nut House Hen Rescue. And on Sunday, we've been asked to expect a visit from the UTV Daybreak team. Well, you see, it doesn't get better than that. It looks like we are not the only people who have the best interest of the poor wee girls. The poor wee girls being, of course, the battery hens that these people saved. They've saved up to 1,000 hens. And if you want to help them, there's an email address. It's nuthousehenrescue. What is Nuthouse? Oh, I haven't got it here. Sorry. If you're down this way, you or anyone else, always more than welcome to see what we do here. Saving one hen will not change the world, but it will change the world for that one hen. That's the best slogan ever. It has to be.
Bad people, bad people.
Sorry, I turned my mic off by accident. I'm sorry about that. This is Todd Snyder.
something called the Abacus bond sold to us by a New York banker. Good things happen to bad people, bad people, bad people. Good things happen to bad people, bad people, bad people. A big-time banker from New York City came down south one day. Sold our people on the bond, had our money betting on some kind of home loans getting paid. Buying, they say we were clearly told this kind of thing was even safer than gold. But later on we found out the bond we'd been sold had been set up to fail all along. Good things happen to bad people, bad people, bad people. Good things happen to bad people, bad people, bad people. We've been set up to fail all along, though none of our people had ever quite sensed it. Come to find out the bomb born to fail been built so that banker could bet his bread against it. When the housing market crashed, our retirement did too. Everybody said there was nothing we could do. That banker walked off with $1 million or two. I'm still teaching at the high school. Good things happen to bad people, bad people, bad people. Good things happen to bad people, bad people, bad people. Things happen to bad people, bad people, bad people. Good things happen to bad people, bad people, bad people. Good things happen to bad people, bad people, bad people.
That's American singer-songwriter Todd Snyder. That's a song called New York Banker. It's from an album called Agnostic Hymns and Stoner Fables. Of course, he's appearing tonight. The Belfast Nashville Songwriters Festival is still on and will be on until tomorrow. You can see him in Madison's Hotel cellar tonight at 8 o'clock. Also, the Henry Girls, who are appearing live in this programme today, they're appearing in the Empire Music Hall, a show called Wine, Women and Song. Also, Colin Ray is on at 9:30. The Henry Girls are on at 6. So there's an embarrassment of riches. Paul Casey, the King's Head, 8 o'clock. Nancy Griffith at May Street Church. Look at all this. The four of us are in the Black Box at 8 o'clock. And John T. Davis, a concert and screening of Shell Shock Rockers in the New Alibis bookstore tonight at 8 o'clock. Look at how many things you have to do tonight, for God's sake. It's amazing. A gentleman writes to me, he lost his sparrowhawk. And he said, I wonder if it would be possible for you to give my missing sparrowhawk another mention on today's show. A friend of mine who heard the piece on Wednesday's show suggested that maybe perhaps I had given you too much information, although I suspect that's what made it interesting for you. Well, I have to admit, he's right. He suggested just mentioning the key facts. When was the bird lost? Saturday. Where was the bird lost? The vicinity of Harbour Road and Knockcree Avenue, Kilkeel. What size was the bird? About the size of a dove or average large thrush. What colour is the bird? The colour is brown. Distinguishing features: wearing anklets of leather, Jessies they're called, and a leg bell, and it will call when hungry. On Wednesday's show, Sean Coyle, well-known ornithologist, asked two very relevant questions. Should it be fed if it is in someone's back garden? The answer is no, unless they actually have it under their control. What does it eat? And I don't like to say this, but here it is. In the wild, it would eat small birds. I feed it cold, day-old chicks. Now, that's too much information, I have to say. But there you are. There's a number here. Michelle writes to me and she said, last night I turned over to Challenge. An old episode of Dale Winton's In It to Win It was on. One girl was asked, this is a comment upon the intelligence of our young people. One girl was asked, aloe vera is derived from which of the following? A, cowhides, B, fish, or C, plants. Her long hesitation spoke volumes. Then she said, well, I've seen aloe vera written on shampoo bottles, so I don't think it's cowhides, and I don't think it's fish. I've seen shampoo bottles with twigs and stuff in them, so I'm going to go for plants. So by process of elimination, she finally got there. I felt like slapping her. I know a lot about aloe vera. I'll tell you about its healing qualities at a later date. I need to word it very carefully and sensitively, but I know it doesn't have bloody twigs. It's a succulent for the uninitiated out there that's like a cactus. I was in and out of the room, so when I came back in, I saw that the girl had ended up in the red area. That's where there are no options. You either know the answer or you don't. She was asked, what is the full name of the common ailment usually referred to as the flu? She hesitated a long time. Then she said, well, I don't know, Dale. I'll have to go for the common cold. The answer, of course, is pneumonia. Influenza.
In the church where a wedding's been, lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing a face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Father Mackenzie, writing the words of a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes near, look at him working, donning his socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Ah, look at all the lonely people. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby died in the church and was buried alone with a name. Nobody came. Father Mackenzie, wiping the dirt from his hands as he walks from the grave. No one was saved. All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Ah, look at all the lonely people. Ah, look
Beetlegrass. That's a Beatles song called Eleanor Rigby. I'm going to send that to Nolan. He's probably never heard it before. Now, there's a brand new 6-part drama starting on BBC Northern Television on Tuesday night at 9:30. And it's called 6 Degrees. And it's the producer and co-creator, Colin O'Donnell's with me. And a young lady who's starring in it, Jamie Lee O'Donnell. Good morning, how are you?
Hello.
Hello there.
Well, tell me about this. This is for, basically, it's a youth drama.
It's a youth drama, yeah, for BBC Northern Ireland. So it's a bit of a first, really, that young people here are going to have a show that they can call their own. And yeah, it's been a long time in the making, and we're really excited about it.
Nobody's done that for a while, you know, because that's a notoriously hard market to crack.
It is.
Because the people who are making drama like that, they're probably not the same age range as the people who they're aiming at. And sometimes they're out of touch. But you're not exactly Methuselah. What age are you?
I'm 32, Gerry, and
That's
I tell
still
you,
young.
It is. Well, you'd say that, but working on a show like this with young people, I feel like a grandfather on this show. You know, it's our cast are all average 18 to 21 years old, and our crew are quite young. Our writers were all about 25 max, so I'm the godfather.
So you're old already.
I feel it, yeah.
Now, Jamie Lee, you're in the cast now, and tell me what, if I may ask you, what age are you?
I'm 24.
24. Yeah, you're a bit old, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you're all students. It's about 6 students, isn't it? Really? And what part do you play?
I play the part of Eva Maguire.
Yes.
She's the kind of one of the troubled members of the cast. She comes to university to kind of get away from things that's been going on in her life, and she kind of sees it as a way of escaping, kind of. But as soon as she gets there, she meets people that are kind of on the same boat as her, as in trying to escape their troubles and start something new.
Is it? Well, it says here you're confident, spontaneous, opinionated, and hedonistic.
Yes.
That's all right. Sound like my kind of woman. Now, you mentioned the troubles there. Are the troubles important in this?
Sorry, no, not at all. It's a show about, it's a contemporary show. It's when Jamie Lee says trouble, she means it's the troubled personal life.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Personal life,
I'm sorry.
They've
sorry.
had issues with their personal lives,
yeah.
and they're escaping that by going to university. They have trials and tribulations from growing up, and some people are dealing with issues with alcohol and different things that's going on in their lives, personal issues. And they all go to university trying to kind of get away from that and get away from their own personal issues and see university as a new start in life. But obviously then you bring all that together, then that's whenever troubles start within the group of friends.
It's very ambitious, you know. But you were at a screening. When was the screening? Was it last
night? Yeah.
And were there other young people that had nothing to do with it at it? By any chance?
Yeah, well, there was a lot of young people
Yeah.
sitting watching it that really seemed to enjoy it.
Did they enjoy it?
Yeah, and we were saying as well, a lot of people who came and worked on it as well, like people who did background and extras and stuff, were local students as well, and they all seemed to really enjoy doing it.
And most of the people who are in the drama, they're relatively unknown, except for perhaps Jane Weisner. Of course, Jane, of course, was in Sweeney
Yep.
Todd. But the rest of them, what about yourself? What's your background?
My background is mostly theatre. This is the very first TV show I've done, so I suppose I'm very lucky to have landed BBC for my first time.
Were you nervous when you did it? When you first realised you had to appear in front of the cameras, were you nervous?
Yeah, I was very nervous. The very first day in the first scene, I thought, what if I don't know what to do and don't know where to stand? And
I would be terrified in case I'd forget my lines. Do you have any? Of course, you were in theatre before. You'd be well used to remembering lines.
yeah, well, that's the thing. Well, that I was used to. Of course, remembering the lines, and obviously you can stop and start again, which was nice because obviously you can't do that in theatre. You just have to keep going, and if you mess up, just keep it going.
I have a phobia about that. Conleth Hill was here last week and he was talking about that, and I was asking him to ever consider the fact that when he goes out stage on his own he might just dry. That would be my worst horrible nightmare. Now, Colin, you've been you're working in England. Were you working on Hollyoaks? Was that what were you
Yeah, I
doing
was.
there?
I'm back a few years now, but I was based in Liverpool working in Hollyoaks as the story editor. So came home a few years ago with my girlfriend and started work on the Irish language drama we did called Shocked, which really led to 6 Degrees. So yeah, youth drama.
That was Irish language. Now I remember seeing that. It was it BBC Two or something?
It was on
like that?
BBC Two and TG4. Yeah.
It was like a kind of a 5. How long was it? I can't remember. 5, 10
It
minutes,
was
something
8.
like that.
Yeah, it was sort of a 8-episode series. You know, we did 3 or 4 years of it, and yeah, it was a great experience.
I enjoyed that, you know, even though I had no idea what was going on. I kind of really enjoyed it. So that was a springboard for this. It was the idea.
It was indeed, yeah.
And what kind of a reaction did you get from that? I mean, obviously not too many people would speak Irish and all that. Were people watching it who didn't understand that?
Yeah, of course. You know, it was subtitled, obviously, and you know, we told stories that were, you know, fairly universal, but it was a sort of a more sensational show in terms of the nature of the storylines that we tackled, really. But this show was much more rooted in reality, really, and we're trying to keep it real so that it appeals to a broader audience and it feels like something that people have experienced here and recognise as their own world, I guess, so.
Okay. So, what were the auditions like, Jamie? Did you do an audition?
Yeah, I did 4 actually. All in a very short space of time. The first audition came up and auditioned for Colin for 2 different parts. I also auditioned for the part of Jess and Eva.
Yes.
The second one was a few days later. That was like a workshop audition. And then there was 2 following that as well before I got the part. They were very nerve-wracking but very exciting as well, because I do enjoy that process. It's the build-up, and you just have to sit and hope for the best and hope that you get it.
We searched high and low for Eva, and it was the most difficult part to cast. And Jamie Lee came in, having searched throughout the UK and Ireland, and it was like, this girl is the closest that I've seen to the parts. We brought her back for the workshop, and I said to the director, this girl hasn't got any experience. She just has something. And he, after the first workshop session, he said, I can't believe it. That she's never acted before, this girl, on TV, and that was it. And we brought her back, and it's worked really well. So.
Does that worry you a little that you're the perfect diva?
I think I should be a lot more worried than I am.
No, but you've got a great voice. You've got a nice little crack in your voice, a wee kind of earthiness, a little scratch in your voice, which is really good, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Isn't it?
Oh, thank you.
No, you sound as if you're mischievous. No, son, you can have a mischievous voice.
Yeah.
And the 2 of you are from Derry, by the way. Mm-hmm. And I have to mention that I know you since you were a little fella. Because your father was one of the best rock drummers in Ireland, actually.
Well, he raves about you too, Gerry. He's a great bass guitar player. He's out of action at the minute, actually. He's cut tendon in his hand, so he's up here at the Ulster Hospital every week at the minute to get his hand fixed, and he is aiming for the Jazz Festival, trying to get fit for the Jazz Festival.
Oh, well, he was a great character, and still is, of course. Did he influence you at all? Because he was quite an extroverted character. Did he interest you in drama in any way, or?
Well, my mum.
All kinds of strange people must have been coming out of your house.
My dad's a natural storyteller, but my mum's the academic in the English background. So that's sort of led to, I guess, falling into sort of the English degree and stuff like that, and drama from there. But it's
your
I'm
mother's
lucky.
one of the smartest people I think I've ever met. But don't be telling her I said that. Now, the first episode is on Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. So what is this? What, they're just all come together in the first episode? Is that it?
Yeah, we followed Jess into the show from London. She's a new character, new to our world, so we sort of thought it'd be interesting following a character from outside Northern Ireland into the show. Yeah, we're showing for the first 2 episodes back to back, actually, in the opening night. And it's really just introducing the characters into the first half hour, and the second half we really get to grips with the storylines as they kick off.
Oh, so you're showing 2 episodes at
Yeah.
BBC 2 Northern Ireland. It
Yes.
starts at 9:30 and right off up to, I suppose, 10:30. Is that the half-hour episodes?
Yes.
Now, are all the people who are in this, are they all from Northern Ireland, or I've got 1 or 2 token people from England, that kind of thing?
We've got a character from London. Well, Killian, he plays Connors from Cork. Ryan McParlin, Newry. Jamie Lee from Derry, obviously, Niall Wright from Belfast, and Jane Wisner from Coleraine. So we've got a really nice mix of voices in there, and it's great. It's great to hear our accents on the show.
Listen, thanks very much. I could talk to you for ages about that. That's 6 Degrees begins BBC 2 in Northern Ireland Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. So Colin O'Donnell and Jimmy, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
And I hope wish you all the success.
Thank you very
Thanks
much.
very much.
Bye.
On 92 to 95 FM,
and 1341 medium wave.
this is BBC Radio Ulster.
BBC News at 11 o'clock. I'm Anne-Marie Foster. A former IRA member says he believes genuine attempts are being made to help the family of a Cregan schoolboy killed by an IRA bomb. The parents of Gordon Gallagher say they want to know who left the bomb in their garden in the Cregan in 1973 and why. The family say they believe Martin McGuinness knows who put the bomb there, and they've appealed to him to tell the truth about what happened. A statement from Republicans to the Pat Finucane Centre in Derry admits responsibility for the boy's death, but goes on at length about how the IRA believe the army should have found the bomb and made it safe before Gordon Gallagher accidentally triggered the device. Former IRA member Seamus Heaney says he believes the statement is a genuine attempt to set the record straight.
I think absolutely genuine attempts are being made, and I think that this is a statement that is probably as much as people feel they can do at this moment in time. Whether that's sufficient for the family, then that remains for them to decide, and then when they make their decision, we take it to the next step if that's necessary.
The police have arrested a 28-year-old man after a woman had her car taken from her at knife point in South Belfast. She was ordered out of her car on Windsor Road at just after 11 o'clock last night by a man wielding a knife. The attacker was caught 12 minutes later when the vehicle collided with a police car at Earlscourt Street in West Belfast. Lloyds Banking Group, which is partially state-owned, is in the red to the tune of £3.5 billion. Much of the loss was due to compensating customers missold payment protection insurance. The bank says it's paying bonuses of £375 million. The Office of Fair Trading is to investigate the short-term high-interest payday lending industry. There's widespread concern that firms have been giving out loans to borrowers who are unable to repay, such as students, people on benefits and the unemployed. There are also concerns about firms rolling over loans, resulting in far higher charges. Time for sport with Denise Watson.
Northern Ireland's Johnny Ray has posted the best time in the first qualifying session for the World Superbike Championship. The Honda rider was the only man to go below 1 minute 32 seconds. Meanwhile, Simon Andrews has confirmed that he'll ride at the Northwest 200. Ireland's cricketers are playing Kenya in their third one-day international in Mombasa. Ireland made 107 for 9 off their 20 overs, while in reply a short time ago, Kenya were 59 for 2 after 12.2 overs. Both Rory McIlroy and Lee Westwood are still in the hunt for the world #1 golf spot. They're through to the third round of the WGC Match Play Golf in Arizona. McIlroy now plays Miguel Angel Jimenez at 7 o'clock our time. And Terry Connor has been named Wolves manager until the end of the season. Connor, who was assistant to the sacked Mick McCarthy, will be in charge for the remaining 13 games.
Thanks, Denise. Now the weather forecast with Cecilia Daly.
A cooler day, but most places will be dry for the rest of the day and reasonably bright, with sunny spells developing just about everywhere by lunchtime. This afternoon will be dry with further sunny spells and gentle westerly winds, so although temperatures will be lower at 9 Celsius, it should feel fairly pleasant. Clear skies tonight will lead to a noticeably cooler night, with possibly a touch of frost on the grass and lows of 2 or 3 degrees.
BBC News.
BBC Radio Ulster. Travel news.
In County Fermanagh, in Rosslea, the Durnawilt Road is closed both ways from Agadrumsey Road to Dress-Turning Road because of roadworks. Work also continues on the A3 Moira Road in Lisburn. That's from Ballinderry Road Junction to Ballycreen Drive. In Banbridge, the A50 Catesbridge Road is closed between Castlevenin Road and Ballyroney Road. And on to flights in at Belfast International Airport, the 5 to 11 flight from Heathrow has been delayed until 11:45. Michael Bedwell reporting.
Travel news on BBC Radio Ulster.
Oh, welcome back, Wendy. Hello, how are you?
Oh, very well, thanks.
I was waiting for you to do your trail there and suddenly realised that you're here.
That's a bonus.
What's on the show today?
What we'd be asking, was a judge right to rule that a Christian care worker should work on a... Is that the right microphone now?
I'm
Would you
sorry.
like me to just try a range of them?
I'm terribly sorry. Okay. I just see which one works.
I know, it's
Go ahead.
the colour problem, isn't it? That's the green one, and I'm on the blue one. Right.
I'm colourblind.
Was the judge right to rule that a Christian care worker should have to work on a Sunday? We'll be asking about that. Also, Alex Atwood's been talking about getting more women into politics, particularly on councils, and he thinks that quotas might be the answer. So we'll be asking, do quotas work? Talking about that with Dawn Purvis and Naomi Long. There's a great story about dogs that laugh. Did you know that dogs laugh?
Of course. Some of my best friends are laughing dogs.
Are they?
Yeah.
You don't like to put them on the radio with you?
No, well, you know,
About 12.
We've had everybody else.
Apparently
Laughing
they
dogs,
do.
really?
Yeah. Apparently
How would a dog laugh?
Apparently they can pant.
Stop it. I've had phone calls like that before.
And apparently, if there's more than one dog, then it's catching, so they all end up doing it. So anyway, all right, we'll not go there. And we're also we're asking as well, as is Pat Ramsey, what are the strange goings on in Derry at night?
Really?
Did I really say that? Apparently there are odd noises.
Oh no, that's the Belfast to Derry train thundering along at 20 miles an hour because the tracks don't fit the carriages, and it goes that's what that is.
Do that again.
You get from Derry to Belfast in nearly 3 hours. It's fantastic.
Well, no, it's a revolution. Apparently, there's some people who think these noises are a drone.
Oh, yeah.
Others who believe it's the ghost of Amelia Earhart.
Oh, well, yeah, could be.
So You never know. We'll have a bit of fun with that, I'm sure. It's a Friday. Give us a call about something. Stick your laughing dog on and
Call
join
us some
us.
slack.
Yeah, join us at 12.
Okay. Thanks, Wendy. Those are pygmies, by the way. You hear that noise? The pygmy noise. Yeah. Pygmies. You don't hear them too often in Northern Ireland. Henry McCullough.
I'm a faithful Christian, I don't go to church. I smoke and I drink and I lie and I curse. You never got to me with your sermon and all. When you talked about nothing at all. I'm a faithful Christian. Two recollections taking the collection, and tears when the choir sang in harmony. It scared me half to death, I swore as I laughed. An inside pocket full of change and memories. I'm a faithful Christian. I'm a faithful Christian. I got my own church. I swear in my soul to this great universe. All over the world, the blood's on their hands. Religious instruction I can't understand. I'm a faithful Christian. I'm a faithful Christian. I'm gonna meet my maker, a firm believer. Spirit to music, there's a prayer in the song. I'm a faithful Christian, and if I'm going to hell, well, you're going with me, that much I can tell. I'm a faithful Christian. I'm a faithful Christian. I'm a faithful Christian. I don't go to church. I smoke and I drink and I lie and I curse. You never got to me with your sermon and all. When you talked about nothing at all. I'm a faithful Christian. Faithful Christian. Faithful Christian. Faithful Christian. I'm a faithful Christian. Faithful Christian. Faithful Christian. A faithful Christian. Faithful Christian.
That's Henry McCullough, of course, failed Christian, and before that we had a track from an album called Deep Forest by a band called Deep Forest, and who are mainly pygmies, but we won't go into that. And that track was called Desert Walk, number 7 on the track. Right, I was talking to Colin O'Donnell, the producer and co-creator of 6 Degrees, the new drama serial, and talking to Jamie Lee O'Donnell, one of the cast, and now I'm talking to Linda Bryans.
Hello.
Who's also an actress. Now you have to say actor now.
Actor.
You have to say actress. You're taking part in a play called The Vagina Monologues.
I am indeed, with lovely
Hey.
Pamela Valentine and Olivia Nash, who's
That's
a legend.
1.5 people.
One and a half. Don't be hightest.
No, have
Yeah.
have you acted before?
No,
That's
not
the first
since
time.
school.
My God.
I
But
was
do you
in-
have to remember your lines?
No, it's actually the monologues are actually read. So
thank God
it's
for
it's yeah, because you're talking about 4 or 5 pages of A4 paper, dialogue, and being used to autocue all my life, it was very difficult. So actually, any performances that we've heard of, they've all been read out loud. I think only Eve Ensler, who wrote it, actually goes from memory, and even at that, maybe she uses autocue. I don't know. But anyway, so it's a challenging role, but we're really loving it. And I think a lot of people maybe are a bit worried about it because they might have seen productions here before, which have been very, very edgy. There's a lot of, let's say, colourful language in it, right? But we've been able to adapt it, to take out a lot of that language.
You've watered it down, haven't you?
Well, without diluting it, I like to say. We've tamed it down a wee bit. And there was a lot of gratuitous language and, frankly, offensive language. So we've been able to take out a lot of that. And, a lot of these issues that it deals with, I think maybe people don't realise they actually happen right here in Northern Ireland, And what we've been able to do is to bring in some organisations who are going to have a presence at every theatre, and they're supporting us in there. And they're organisations who work with women who very often can be trafficked into the sex industry here. And as you will have seen from that excellent BBC programme a couple of weeks ago, Belfast in particular is becoming one of the capitals of sex tourism. In the world. So, if you think it doesn't affect you, you're wrong. Because there are people in your circle who will be affected by it, who could be victims of trafficking, who could be being seduced on the internet. There's all sorts of issues there involved in that. So if I can do what I can to highlight that issue, I'm involved with a campaign called A21, which is really all about human trafficking, and it aims to try and stamp out human trafficking, which is a tall order, but actually it's gaining big momentum.
You've been doing a lot of work. I mean, you also work with people who suffer from depression and that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's right. I still do that. I've been speaking out about mental health for years and years now. So.
Good girl. And you're also encouraging people to propose to their boyfriends. Girls, women, on the 29th of February, you proposed to your husband.
Encouraging them if they're in love and they feel that way, if they want to take that further. I did. I proposed to Michael 20 years ago this year. Can you believe it? Only because you weren't available, of course.
I bet you regret it now. You proposed him. Was he surprised?
Well, no, I don't think so. I mean, I love to sort of qualify that by saying, you know what, he kind of knew that question was coming anyway. We had talked about, spending our futures together and all of that. And we'd both come out of relationships ourselves, and I think it's marriage, certainly for the second time, is not something you kind of leap into. Leap year, do you see what I did there? But you do kind of think about it, and so I booked a weekend in New York on the 29th of February, all those years ago, 1992, and just proposed to him, and it was in the Russian tea rooms in New York. Have you been there?
I've heard of it. Obviously, I've never been.
People
there.
remember it from the film Tootsie.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
So we went there, and I made a little speech and popped a question, and he thankfully said yes. Yeah.
You took a chance there, didn't you?
I did.
But you're encouraging people. How are you going to encourage people to do this?
Well, I think women are a bit more independent, I think, this generation than perhaps previous generations, and there's a real incentive actually. You can win a honeymoon out of this. Okay.
Right.
Jet2 Holidays that are putting a honeymoon up for grabs. So if you have a video clip of you proposing. If you can set that up, that's really good. Set up your iPhone to videotape the proposal before the 30th of March and send it to Daring Darlings Competition, jet2.com. Or for more information, go to the Jet2 website and you can find it there. But, when there's a holiday up for grabs.
You want a honeymoon then?
Yes, absolutely. A honeymoon, short-haul destinations on all those destinations. And Spain will probably be one of
that's the 29th of February. Is that Friday? Is that a Friday? I can't think.
I don't know. I think it's next week, middle of next week. Why would I want to know that? Because I've already done it, you see. It's not really.
Well,
I'm not going to do it again.
You're looking great, and everything's going well for you, and you seem to be very, very busy, and you're doing all kinds of things, and you're thriving on it. Do you miss being on TV at all?
I miss doing the work, yeah. I miss looking at a camera and bringing the news to people, but people don't forget you that easy.
No,
it's like
you're looking good, though.
Thank you very much. Well, it's lovely to see you face to face. I normally listen. Obviously, I'm glued to the radio between 10:30 and 11, or 10:30 and 12, in fact, every morning.
Okay.
But it's lovely to see. Do you know the Undertone was proposed to?
She regrets it too.
Does she?
Yes, indeed. She told me the other day.
It was the very same day that I proposed to my
The same day?
Beau, yes. Obviously in different places, yeah. The undertone got proposed to.
I stayed in bed that day. I never got up. I knew there was a risk that somebody would ask me to marry them, so I wouldn't take it. Then it's lovely to see you.
Thank you so much, by the way, for giving our Youth Lyric a wee plug.
Oh,
We're
tell
in
us
the
about that.
theatre this week, in the Waterfront Studio all of this week with the BFG. And we're on tonight. Tomorrow there's a matinee. I think that might be sold out, but there are a few tickets for tonight and tomorrow night. The BFG, which is a great family show, and it's lovely. I was there last night, and we had all of those wonderful young people on the stage, and it's just fantastic to see them performing and getting a bit of confidence up and singing and dancing like a la High School Musical or Fame or something. It's
Glee.
Great. Gleeks, yeah.
All right, Linda, lovely to see you.
Lovely to see you too. Miss you already.
Oh.
This tune was composed by Spencer the Rover, as valiant a man had ever left home. Well, he had been much reduced, and it caused great confusion, and that was the reason he started to roam. In Yorkshire near Rotherham he had been on the ramble, and weary of travelling he had sat down to rest by the foot of a young mountain, by a clear crystal fountain, with bread and cold water himself did refresh. With the night fast approaching, to the woods he resorted, with a woodbine and ivy as his bed for to make. But he dreamt about sighing the mountain and crying, go home to your family and rambling forsake. 'Twas the 5th day of November, reason to remember, when first he arrived home to his family and his friends, and they did stand so astounded, confused and dumbfounded, to see such a stranger once more in their sight. His children came around him with their verses and their stories, their verses and stories to drive care away. Well, he's as happy as those that have thousands of riches, contented he'll remain and not ramble away. His tune was composed by Spencer the Rover, as valiant a man that ever left home. But he had been much reduced, and it caused great confusion, and that was the reason he started to roam.
There we go. That's Nancy Griffith. Sorry, it's not Nancy Griffith at all. It's Cara Dillon. She's singing a song called Spencer the Rover. And staying in the Northwest, the Henry girls are here. Good morning. How are you all?
How are you?
Now we have Lorna
That's right.
on accordion,
Mhm.
right? We have Jolene on harp and vocals. We have Karen on fiddle and vocals. We have Rye Kavanagh on
Yeah.
guitar and vocals. No, there,
Yeah.
Rye Kavanagh over there on guitar and vocals. And Todd, and I can't pronounce your surname, Gefeller,
Yeah.
Gfeller on percussion. Now the Henry Girls, you're all appearing in the festival tonight. Where are you? You're in...
The
where is it?
Empire Music Hall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Yep.
Now tell me all about yourselves and what have you been doing since I last saw you? You're all from Donegal, of course.
We are indeed.
And what are you up to?
Well, we're very busy actually at the moment because we're sort of right in the middle of our first Irish tour.
Yes.
So we've been all over the country. We've been to Lahinch, we've been to Galway, we're going to Cork this weekend, we're going to Manorhamilton, we've been in Derry, we've been in Letterkenny, and so we're very tired.
Indeed. And tell me about your album. Your album's doing really well.
The album, yeah, we recorded the album last summer. We went over to Glasgow and we worked with a man called Callum Malcolm. He produced it for us, and he's a total gem. Like, and you know, he just had great vision for what we were trying to do, and so we came up with this album. It's our fourth one, but we certainly feel like it's the one we're most proud of.
And what's the title of the album again?
It's called December Moon.
Okay. And where can people get that?
They can get it. Well, you can get it on the internet. You can go to iTunes and you can go to Cool Discs and Gerry have it.
Yes,
so,
indeed.
Yeah.
No, you're called the Henry Girls, but you're not
That's
called
right.
Henry at all.
That's right.
And the reason why you're called the Henry Girls is because you're all actually McLaughlins.
That's right.
And people called McLaughlins in Donegal usually have nicknames
That's
because to differentiate one McLaughlin from the other.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm an egg. I was telling you about that before. My mother was McLaughlin. We were called the Eggs.
The
So why are
Eggs.
you called the Henrys?
We're called the Henrys. It's very, very simple because our grandfather was called Henry.
We're quite happy to be Henrys. I don't know about eggs. It's
The egg
Why were you
girls.
called? Why was it the
Do you want me
egg?
to tell you?
Yeah.
I know why we're called eggs, and it's a terrible, terrible story. And it's not a terrible story, but it's kind of might be too much information. Now, in our McLaughlin family, they had a little thing whereby they used to have little kind of cysts on their head. No, do you ever get a little cyst, a benign cyst on their head? And what happens is you get those little cysts, and when they get a wee bit bigger, you get them removed. But many years ago, if you didn't get them removed, they grew big, and it looked like an egg on your head. So people in our family had a tendency to have those eggs, so we were called the Eggs. It's not fun. I
I thought maybe you had chickens or something.
You see, you asked, you asked. But I had 2 or 3 of them, and I got them removed, and my son had them, he got them, my daughter had them, she had them removed. It's a wee family thing.
That's amazing, right?
So if you know ailments in your family at all, anything, like funny legs or anything? No.
Not that, no.
You should never ask me a question.
Never ever tell anybody live on radio any of those things.
Right, guys, right, time is marching on. I want to hear as much music as possible. What do you want to play for us?
We'll sing a song off the new CD.
Okay.
This is a song that we've written ourselves, and it's called Stop Saying Forever.
Okay, off you go, the Henry Girls.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You've got to stop saying forever and take things day by day. 'Cause nothing lasts in this whole world. You're wishing your life away. If you find yourself drifting and your heart needs lifting and the hours seem to turn into days, hold on, hold on, and good things will come your way. Oh, it's so hard to keep believing
That's just beautiful. That's just beautiful. There's a lovely floating feeling about that. It's just beautiful. And you've got that lovely harmony that only sisters can get. You can't get that, you know. You have to be. It's like the Beach Boys. That beautiful harmony. And it's nice to hear the harp. I love the harp. The last harp we had in here was a fella called Dermot Haggerty. Do you know him at all? He's based in England now. He came in here and he just played that thing like a guitar. It was fantastic.
Declan.
Oh,
Was it?
Declan!
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I called him Dermot Declan. He's brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah, he's brilliant.
Great.
He's brilliant.
And it must be hell carrying a harp around. What do you put it on the top of the car? Like that?
No, it's fine. I don't even know. I don't notice it's there half the time.
The size of it. It's a beautiful harp. Where did
Yeah.
you get that, if you don't mind me asking?
In Galway, Craughwell, County Galway, a man called Paddy Cafferty made it. He stopped making harps now, but
It's just so beautiful. That's fantastic. Well, listen, are all you girls living in Donegal, or are you all scattered around the place, or what are you up to?
Well, myself and Jolene are still based up in Inishowen. We're up in Malin.
Yeah.
And then Karen is actually in Derry.
Derry
so
girl.
we're all very much
Because
in the
you're within
northwest.
reach.
Yeah.
So what do you do a lot of gigs?
Yeah. Well, recently, yeah, we've been kind of on this Irish tour, and it's been great because for a long time we sort of we played in and around Inishowen and Derry, so now we're starting to branch out a bit, and in fact we're going to go to Germany next month. We're on a 24 tour nights. What am I saying?
We don't know what you're talking about. Try it again.
Next
24 nights, 4, 3, 5.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to the continent before?
Yeah, we've been there. You know, your weekend breaks away.
Oh, but I mean on a tour.
No. This is actually probably the first time. Well, it's the first time we would have done like a 24, this many nights in a row.
Yeah.
And anything.
But it's it'll be.
But that's a well-travelled road for people like the Sands and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there's a huge demand
Yeah,
for Irish
there's
music.
a
I
big
think
folk scene over
you
there,
probably
yeah.
do great.
Yeah,
The
we're
people who
really-
booked you probably think so too.
We're really looking forward
Oh,
to
that's
it. We're very
fantastic.
flattered to be on the tour because they choose 3 bands from Ireland every year. It happens every year. It's called the Irish Spring Tour. But this year there's 2 Donegal bands in it.
Who's the other one?
Vigil.
Oh.
It's 3 Donegal fiddlers, 3 young lads. And
They'll be stout drunk.
Absolutely fantastic.
There'll be bottles of stout purchased. The reason why I ask you about gigs, I know you're doing, but things have changed in Donegal a lot, haven't they? The pubs have changed.
Yeah.
I mean, what is going on there? The Irish pub has disappeared almost, hasn't it?
Well,
It's
not
still
for us.
music. There's still music in pubs. The
There
pubs
is,
that
yeah.
I go to now are not the same as they used to be.
Well, see, I don't know what it was like when you were young, Gerry, because I
Stop
wasn't
it.
born.
What am I, an Methuselah? No, 10 years ago. What age are you? What age are you? 15? 10 years ago, the pubs were completely different. There was men playing fiddles and boys at the counter drinking stout, smoking cigarettes, full of crack.
Yeah,
It's
I
all
know.
gone.
It's
People sitting
gone.
out
It
drinking
has
coffee and reading the
changed.
paper.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and
know.
it just seems... I was in not too far from you, Kildare, around there. Actually, the pubs are closed during the week.
I know.
There used to be a time you used to
Yeah.
go down there on a Tuesday night and the place would be
Yeah.
jumping. But
Yeah.
now you're knocking on the door and there's nobody there.
Yeah,
It's all changed.
It's changed.
Is it my imagination?
No, I think, but it's changed sort of. I think it's changed a lot everywhere. I mean, it's the same throughout.
It's the smoking ban.
It's the
Started
smoking.
it.
But the smoking ban. Apparently, the smoking ban in Spain, it hasn't gone down too well, so they're bringing it back. They're bringing back the smoking in the pubs because they
Which
like
means
the
they'll
way
have to
it
start
was.
smoking again. But all the old fellas have gone. Remember the fellas used to sit at the bar and tell you lies? They're all gone. They're in the house drinking stout. Girl, do something else before I get excited.
Well, we'll do one of Rye's songs, Rye Kavanagh from Boston.
Oh, tell me, from Boston? Really? I didn't know that. I thought you were a local. That's why I never bothered about you. And how come you washed up?
Felt that way this whole tour.
Well, how come you washed... Oh, look at your guitar. Look at that. I'm just looking at that for the first time. What kind of guitar is that?
It's a sight gag. It doesn't work on radio, I don't think. But it's a little old guitar from Sears catalog it's about 1921. Just a little parlor guitar.
It looks like a... Now, Rodney Crowell was in here
Yeah.
a few weeks ago, and he had a Lerner guitar.
Yeah.
Now, I had no such thing. There was such a thing as that. And it was small, but yours is smaller.
Well, I'm in competition with Rodney Crowell. That's pretty good.
Where did you get that, if I may ask? Did you send... I sent away for it, or did somebody get it in the Sears catalogue and just passed down to you? Can you still get things in the Sears catalogue?
No. They.
So, in other words, you're lying to me. You didn't get it in the Sears catalogue.
Well, someone did get it in the Sears catalog in the 20s.
Yeah.
And in the States, that was pretty much the way you got a lot of things in the early part of the 20th century. And they would just put their label on whatever manufacturer of a appliance or an instrument or
Sure.
whatever, and so this is probably made by Kay or Stella or something like that. But
It's a great looking. I love that guitar. That's great. Anyway, okay, listen. I'm going to have a chat with you later if you don't mind. You're doing another wee song now then.
Yeah. This song is. We've been doing this on this tour, and it's been a lot of fun. It's a song I wrote. It's set in Newfoundland. Oh dear Maury, I am gone to sea. One more trip this season is all I need. Oh dear Martin, please don't go. I have a feeling deep down in my bones. The ship set sail with the morning tide. As Maury waved, a chill ran down her spine. Oh my darling,
Oh my darling,
what have you done?
what have you done?
The cruel sea has taken
We'll see.
the one I pressure falling on his first week gone. Maury knew she'd been right all along. Through shrieking wind she heard her Martin's voice whisper, I am lost, sweet Maury, but always yours. The waves they thunder down that rocky shore. Maury threw herself into the storm. Oh my darling,
Oh my darling,
what have you done?
what have you done?
The cruel sea has taken
We'll see.
the one I love.
Oh my darling, what have you done? Cruel sea.
Just off the Azores, Martin takes the helm. The storm is past and now he's heading home again. Oh my darling,
Oh my darling,
what have you done?
what have you done?
The cruel sea has taken
We'll see.
the one I love. Oh my darling,
Oh my darling,
what have you done?
what have you done?
The cruel sea has taken
We'll see.
the one I love.
Lovely. That's Ryan Kavanagh and the Henry girls from Donegal. Ryan, how come you met up with the girls? Where did you meet them?
Well, we actually go. I met. Pretty sure we met in Boston about 100 years ago, and
Before we were born.
that was through our mutual friend Finbar the Sadler. And but when I actually moved over here for a year with my family a couple of years back, and we spent a lot of time making music together.
Well, you're a naturalised Irish person.
He lived in Kildare.
Yes, I did.
God's sake, no better place.
Played
It was
McGrory's
pretty
every
great.
week.
Yeah, it was pretty great. Yeah. So we started playing music together there, and
You sound great together. Your voice blends in beautifully with the girls. It's just fantastic. Girls, you've come a long way since our cruise down the Foyle. Do you remember? We went down a cruise down the Foyle in the Tukin. What was it, Tukin 2 or something like that? It used to belong to Gorbachev. It was just a cruise down the Volga,
right.
and people in Derry bought it, and then it broke down immediately. But we cruised on it before it did.
That's right, we did.
Now you're appearing, of course, Ray. You're with the girls tonight.
No, I'm on my
Oh, you're
own,
not?
Actually, yeah, I'm playing with. I'm in the round with Eleanor McAvoy up at the Castlereagh Civic Centre.
There we are. Oh, of course, there you are.
Yeah.
Castlereagh Civic Centre starting at 7:30 tonight.
Yeah.
Eleanor McAvoy, Dana Cooper, Ray Kavanagh. Why didn't I see that? There's your name.
Yes.
And also the girls will be in the Empire Music Hall. Doors open at 6 o'clock.
They do.
It says
I wish
here.
I was with the girls, though. I'm going to miss you tonight.
The event is called Wine, Women and Song.
Why is it called that? I hope it's not for the
Because we're women.
Wine Women and Song. Empire Music Hall tonight. That's 6 o'clock. So all right, and then
Yeah. There's 3 girls on doing in the round to support. Like they're starting it off. I don't know all their names. There's Isabel Anderson and
Isabel Anderson. She's been in here. Lovely
and then
singer.
another couple of singers as well. I don't know their names are probably written down.
Okay, so it's a whole. That sounds
Yeah,
like
I
a
think
great
that'll be
night.
a lovely night.
And then people can stay on there. They can't stay on there, but there's another concert immediately after that. Colin Ray, of course.
Yeah,
he used to
there's
sing with
loads
Men
on.
at Work. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah,
it's him.
Oh right.
No, it's not him.
No,
it's not him. It's not him. Sorry, I'm thinking of somebody else. See the information you get here, which is entirely inaccurate. But you better do something else before I do something. I say something else that's wrong.
This is
We've time for another couple if you want.
Well, we've
Now, this gentleman here, Todd DeFeller. Where are you from, Todd?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. And how did you end up with the girls here?
Well, I married into Ireland, and then I met the girls at a couple of concerts, and
we met through Mark Patterson. Oh, sort of.
Mark Patterson, of course, does his own show on Radio 4.
That's right.
And you met through there?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. And you've got a washboard.
I do.
I haven't seen one of those since my mother's.
I'm taking all smalls.
All right then. So what are you going to do now?
We're going to do a song called Old Cook Pot, and it's funny, the first time we sang this song was on the Gerry Anderson tour about 4 years ago.
Oh yes,
if you remember.
That's when I was in show business. I have since retired from it. Night entertainment. Retired hurt.
Okay, so
Mama gonna bargain with the old cook pot. Try to get more than what that woman got. Don't trim no fat, no potatoes from a box. Mama gonna bargain with the old cook pot. Mama gonna bargain with the old cook pot. Mama gonna bargain with the old cook pot. Mama gonna water that gravy down. Try to make enough to go around with 5 mouths to feed and Papa in the ground. Mama gonna water that gravy down. Mama gonna water that gravy down. Mama gonna water that gravy down. So thank the Lord and sit up straight. Mind your manners and clean your plate. Don't ask for more, savor every drop. 'Cause there's nothing more coming from the old cook pot. Nothing more coming from the old cook pot. Oh, Mama gonna bargain with the old cook pot. Pray to the Maker, make the hunger stop. Then ask a little more than what we've got. Mama gonna bargain with the old cook pot. So thank coming up, nothing coming up. Oh, mama, gonna bargain with the old cookbook. Pray to the maker, make the hunger stop. Then ask a little more than what we've got. Mama, gonna bargain with the old cookbook.
Henry Girls, Wine, Women and Song tonight in the Empire Music Hall at 6 o'clock. And right, I see you're doing a gig tomorrow in Lavery's Bar at lunchtime.
I am. I'm looking forward to that with Ted Ponsonby and Denise Boyle accompanying me.
Lavery's Bar at 1 o'clock. You'll never be seen again. You realise that, don't you? You'll
well,
never
I have
get
to
out.
somehow get to Leitrim by 7 o'clock at night, so we'll
No,
see.
you've no chance. wave Leitrim goodbye. Now, girls, where can you get? Tell me again where you can get that album of yours, because it's important.
Well, you can get it in Cool Discs in Derry.
Yeah.
And you can get it at the Empire Music Hall tonight because we'll be selling them.
All right then.
Make it on, get it on our website and on iTunes.
TheHenrygirls.com is the name of the website.
HenryGirls.com. That's the best
The
one. yeah.
Henry Girls. The Henry Girls.
TheHenrygirls.com.
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you have a? It's kind of strange these days when you talk to people. People don't talk about record deals these days. How do you operate? I mean, do you have a record deal with anybody?
No.
Or you see, a lot of people don't.
No.
You just make your records and as best way you can, and then you sell them on the internet. Is that the way people are doing that now?
It seems to be. It seems to be more and more. But you know, I suppose each band is different. But the way that we've been doing it is that we're just kind of doing it. You know,
That's what most people are doing.
You know,
The days where you wait for somebody to discover you and sign you up to a big record label seem to have gone.
Yeah,
but a lot of times those didn't work out so well. Everyone I know who ever got signed to a major label has a horror story. Many great records just sitting in a vault in Los Angeles somewhere that just...
Have you been there?
Been there.
You were told the lies.
So you're better off doing it like the girls are doing. Just control
been,
yourself.
A man who's been there and back. To hell and back. Henry, right, thank you for coming in, and thank you all for coming in. The Henry Girls, as always, it's a pleasure to hear you and talk to you, and I hope everything goes well tonight. That's the Empire Music Hall at 6 o'clock, and of course, Rye will be in... where are you again, Rye? I can't look at this stuff.
Center.
Okay. Right then,
right?
thank you all. Will you do one more to just get us out?
Okay.
Sister, maybe?
Yeah. Sing my sister down.
Yeah.
Sorry, but maybe farewell.
Okay.
Farewell.
We've had a request for the person who sneezed to do it again. Who was the person who sneezed? Who was it? That's okay.
That was Jolene.
There's a request for you to do it again?
It was a good sneeze.
No, it's recognised as being one of the better sneezes we've had in this programme. And we've had some great sneezers on here. Do whatever you like.
Okay, this is a song called Farewell.
Farewell, appropriate. Thank you, Henry Girls. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Todd. That was a pleasure. Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Okay.
Okay.
That's great. Here we go.
Farewell, farewell to your strength and your courage, your vision for change. Farewell, farewell, may colorful rainbows light up your way. Farewell. Here's to
Platform heels clicking on an iced winter sidewalk. Bethlehem steel is behind her. He said, cop on the beat, always coming up beside her. Any given night, on any given night. Bethlehem steel, an American icon. Your fire's cold forevermore. Robert De Niro will never run naked again to the streets of Bethlehem. She says she'll give up the street one of these nights when the winter is behind her. He says he's older now, retirement would suit them. Walk along beside me, walk along beside me home. Bethlehem steel, an American icon. Your fires are cold forevermore. Robert De Niro will never run naked again to the streets of Bethlehem. Robert De Niro will never run naked again to the streets of Bethlehem. Goodbye, goodbye to the heart of Bethlehem. Goodbye, goodbye to a cold winter's night. Goodbye. Say goodnight, Bethlehem.
Oh, that's really nice. That's Nancy Griffith. That's a song called Bethlehem Steel. That's from an album called Intersection. And some people are writing in saying, amazing live set, Gerry. The Henry girls, tell us more about them. Well, 3 girls from Donegal. I've known them for quite some time. They're just fantastic. And a gentleman from Boston, Ryan Kavanagh, with them. Other gentleman from Switzerland. There we are, you see. International. California. Is that not Switzerland? No, it's nearly the same thing. Gerry, well done on your guest today. Henry Girl's absolutely brilliant. Lots of messages like that. Great show. Henry Girl sound amazing as ever. Love, love, love. That's from Liam, who describes himself as a happy enchilada. And there's not too many of them about, I have to say. I'm just looking at these little messages here. Oh, there it goes. It's gone away. The show sounds like a rip-off from TG4's Schacht set. Schacht, I can't pronounce Irish. Schacht set in University in Belfast. I know, it's the same thing. Sorry, I'm talking to a person who's talking to my ear. Hi, Juliet, Mike Alpha. What do those battery heads need? I can't say. It's difficult for me at this point. And is it a double A or triple A alcohol? I have no idea what that means. The ridiculously wonderful Paul Casey is in for a tune and a chat with Alan Simpson this afternoon. Don't miss that. That's Paul Casey, one of the most talented singer-songwriters I think that we have. Well, Gerry, I think you're very friendly, this person says, and you've got great hair. Could I request Often Wonder from local singer-songwriter Malogin? I've heard it once on the radio and be looking to hear it again. And all kinds of messages like that. The Henry McCullough song, haven't heard that for a long time. Aren't we all failed Christians? Well, you know, we are really, but we do the best we can. Back on Monday.